Hi everyone. It's Sunday, so we're getting ready to have some Sunday dinner, but it's a special occasion. We have our good friends Mike and Mario over. They're going to have dinner with us tonight. So we figured, well, I was going to do stuffed shells, and I've been meaning to do a video on that, so I asked them if they would mind if we would shoot while they were here, and they're good sports, so they said go for it.
Woohoo!
Okay, so let me go over the ingredients. Now this is going to be like a two-part video or recipe because I'm going to make the sauce with that. If you don't want to, I'm going to do the sauce first, and if you're not interested in that, you can fast forward to the shell part because you could use your own favorite sauce or a jar sauce. But with this recipe, I really like making a specific homemade sauce that I sort of customized just for stuffed shells. It's a little on the sweeter side and works really well with them. The ingredients for the sauce is here on the left. I have 2 cans of crushed tomato and thick puree, and I got the different brands, and I did that on purpose. I like mixing the brands because you get a different flavor with it. We're going to put some moscato wine, sugar, salt, pepper, a little oregano. And then for the vegetables, we're going to put in celery, carrot, onion, and garlic. I usually use a small onion. All I had was a big one, so I cut it in half. And then fresh parsley. We're growing it out in the yard this year, so I went out and plucked off some leaves. So that'll be the sauce. Then the main part will be the shells. And you'll see there's not a lot of ingredients here, and it goes together pretty fast. We have the shells. Then we have ricotta cheese. 4 eggs, but we're just going to use the yolks. Mozzarella shredded, parmesan cheese, and I'm going to put spinach in it. You don't have to, but I like with the spinach because it gets some color in there. Mm-hmm. Color's a good thing when you have these different colors going on in the recipes. Adds a good flavor to it, and it's healthier too. And then some fresh basil. Right, the first thing we'll cut up the carrot. And I thought I'd show you my method for, peeling the carrot. Everyone has different ways of doing things. So what I do, I just put it over the sink like this. And I like going real fast with it. We're going to do the bottom half, then top. So you see how fast that went? Mm-hmm. And you just turn it over. So if you ever have a lot of carrots to do, and there it's done.
Yeah, and all you have to do is wash that down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the garbage disposal.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah. Okay, we have our 4 vegetables here. We're going to cut them up. And for this recipe, they have to be cut really fine. So what I usually use is one of these food processors. But I don't like getting the big one out because there's a lot of attachments. It's pretty big. This is like a little portable one, Black & Decker. It was under $20, and what a good investment. It's a lightweight thing, but it cuts it so well. It saves so much time. So I think I'm going to use that. And we use the vegetables in this sauce because it gives it a lot of body. That's why I like using it. Plus, a good flavor to it. So when we cut it, all we do is just cut it in chunks like this, and we throw it in.
You can leave it pretty big.
Oh yeah. So we do that. You see, it's already done. Mm-hmm. Very fast. One ingredient I forgot to tell you about, which I always forget because it almost goes in everything, is the olive oil.
Yeah, it does go in everything.
So we'll pour, you've got a 1/4 cup, looks like, in there. Okay. So put the onion and garlic in. Okay, now the carrot and celery I do after the onion and garlic because these I want really fine. Those you could leave kind of big. See how much time that saved? Okay, just put it on the stove, and I turned it on high. So now what we're going to do is let this cook for a couple of minutes, and we're going to put the moscato in. It's just been a couple minutes, and again it's on high heat. And I'll put about 1/2 cup of moscato in. And we'll let that cook down. You know what? Just one more splash. Okay, now I turned it down to low because it was on high, and most of the moscato, or about half of it, cooked off. So I'm going to put the tomato sauce in, and I take it off the burner because I don't want it to bubble right away. And we're going to add the 2 cans, and remember, it's in the thick puree. That's the key to this. If you don't have the ones with thick puree, you could use them, but then just put like a couple tablespoons of tomato paste in, and that would work just fine too. Put that back on. And again, I turned it on to low. Now we're going to start mixing it up and start mixing it with the vegetables. And you can see how it already thickened up with all those veggies in there. Yeah.
Definitely thickens up the sauce.
Yeah. And it gives it a good flavor, and again, a very healthy. There's no meat in this. So again, it's a good vegetarian dish. So I take like a good handful and sprinkle that in. It's like 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar, but I like a nice sweet sauce. So we put that in. We'll put a little salt.
I mean, it's gonna have to sit this way, like the
Little
same way
pepper.
it's have to sit. You can't do it sitting out in the middle of a room. Against the wall.
Some oregano. And finally, basil. I just chop that up, and we're going to put that in. And I'll just stir that up, and I have it on medium-low, and we're just going to let that cook for maybe about an hour. And while that's cooking, I'm going to prepare the pan of stuffed shells, because we're going to put that in the oven to bake. Okay, now that the sauce is on, and before we start the shell stuffing, I like to have the pasta actually cooked first, so we could put it all together. So to save time, we'll do this now before we start anything. Just get a pot of water, put a little salt in, put it on high, put the cover on. We're gonna cook the shells al dente, meaning not cooked all the way through. We want it kind of firm because they're gonna bake in the oven. So you don't wanna cook it all the way, or especially not overcook it. You're just gonna cook them for about 7 or 8 minutes. And you see how it has a nice gentle bubbling? That's exactly what you want. So once you get the heat set to that low or medium low, just keep it on that while everything's done. And now the steam's coming out, so we could go ahead and put the shells in. I have the shells, and it's the 1 pound. We're going to put all of them in. Now, if anyone's ever cooked pasta before, and you've had the water like foam up and spill over, the reason it does that is because you have it on high. And it's good to have it on high to get the water boiling as fast as possible, but once you put the pasta in, you need to turn that down to medium. If you turn it down to medium, you won't get that spillover. The shells are done, and you see how it has a light boil now? No foaming up. That's it was on medium. Turn that off, and now we'll drain this in a colander. What we're going to do is put this back in, because they're really hot right now. And the next thing I'm going to do is make the filling for it. So in the meantime, I'm going to put very cold water in here, because right now it's really hot, and when we put the filling in the shells, we want to be able to handle the shell itself, so this will cool it off real nice. Okay, they're pretty cooled off, so I'm going to pour them back in the colander. All the water out of there. Now we're going to put it in the bowl, and we're going to leave this here until we stuff them, but we don't want them to sit there just like that, because they'll stick. So we're going to put a little olive oil on it, and we'll mix it up. As I mix it up, you see how some got in each other's shell? Just take those off. Then by the time the stuffing's ready, this will be real easy to pull them all and stuff them. Some of them we have to discard, like, those. That's a casualty of war.
Of war.
Yeah. All right, we take the ricotta cheese, 2 pounds, and we just put it in. And we put about a cup of the grated cheese and mozzarella in, but I have about 1.25 cups because we're going to put 1/4 of a cup in at the end. So put most of it in, but we're going to leave a little for later. I'll put the shredded mozzarella in. And now we're going to do the egg yolks. Remember a few weeks ago I asked if you know how to do the egg yolks, and
he asked if I could do it with one hand, and he was like thinking I couldn't do it.
And then the egg, oh, that's
see, look at you.
I asked if you could do the egg yolk, and you were a little insulted.
I was insulted.
Yeah. I
was very insulted. Can you crack an egg with one hand, Mike?
I can.
You can? Can you, Mario? He said, hell no.
So we take 4 of them. I know some people put all the eggs in, but I've always just put the yolks, and most of the recipes I've seen are just yolks.
It's nice that you're wearing shorts this time around. Usually you're wearing your pajama bottoms.
Oh. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I want to call you?
What do you want to call me?
Nothing. My beautiful princess.
Yeah.
The spinach leaves, I took the stems off. You really don't want the stems in there. I chopped this up kind of fine. And you want to cut this up kind of fine, because remember, this is going to be in the shell. Put just a little salt and pepper. Now we're just going to mix this really well. Break those yolks up. And once this is all mixed up, we'll just start spooning them into the shells and put them in the pan. Get ready for baking. We're going to build the pan that we're going to bake in the oven. So you just take a ladle of sauce, and we're going to spoon it at the bottom. We're ready to assemble. Okay, we take the shell, and they want to like just automatically curl in. So just pull it open, and then I hold it there, and see how it hangs down and it sort of stays open that way? Mm-hmm. So then you could go and put the filling in, and once it's in, you just squeeze it closed. And when you squeeze it closed, you just put the excess off and put it right in. And you have a stuffed shell. And you just do that for all of them. Pull it open. Then you hold it there and hang it down. Put it in. Pinch it. And just squeeze off any excess. The shells are all stuffed. I have one good tray out of it. And now we're going to get ready to bake it. So we have them lined up and put a little layer of sauce over each row. And then the remaining cheeses, we're going to take that and sprinkle that on top. Okay, and that's sometimes what I like to do is just take a little parsley for some color. Get some red and green action going on.
Christmassy.
That's right. Okay. And you'll notice it's a disposable tray. I kind of like these because we get them at the wholesale club, and they're inexpensive when you buy them in bulk. The nice thing is when this is done, no cleaning up. You just scoop it out and throw it away. But right now it's ready to go in the oven. So I have the oven preheated at 350. Gonna cover this. And we're going to bake it for about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, the shells are done. them over here. And now what we'll do is we'll plate the shells. Just start taking some out and putting them on. So here we are, the plated version of the shells. I just put 4 on there, and this made, I guess, about 18 shells in one pan, and I guess I had enough for 1.5. Here's the final product.
Excellent.
Hope you enjoy.